if you didn't already figure, if you didn't like flip ahead and you didn't look at other days of the week, then you might not have realized it yesterday. But basically, the DMR is the same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The numbers change and the problems change, but the kind of problem stays the same all week. And then next week, it's mostly the same kind of stuff again. And then you'll see kind of that's why it's review. Like maybe the first day it wasn't review, but then after that it was. So like all of the problems in number sense this week have to do with how to write numbers. And then the problems in computation will go back and forth between multiplication and addition and subtraction. All of the algebra problems will be solving for a letter with the same kind of format. All of the geometry problems will be about types of lines and angles. All of the measurement problems will be like area and perimeter, and then there'll be a word problem. So that's the same format. So basically, if on Monday you don't know how to do something, you need to make sure that you find out how to do it as you keep practicing, because you don't want to practice it incorrectly. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to call on people and you're going to unmute yourself and answer. And if you're not sure what to do, you can always just say, I'm not sure what to do. And then what happens is I don't just call on somebody else, I help you figure it out. That's always how I do the DMR. So Emma, you are my lucky victim number one today, contestant number one maybe. All right, so this one's kind of hard already, because there's a decimal, and I mentioned it yesterday, but I don't really know if that's something that you guys already know how to do or not. So I guess we'll find out. Emma, do you know how to write that in words? Unmute yourself.
2.17
You're so close. So this is what she said. And she's not entirely wrong. The first thing I love about it is that she said it with a nice, loud, confident voice. 1700 is correct and 2 is correct. And you know, math teachers for years have tried to decide if it's correct to, when you write it out, to say point or not. Technically, instead of saying point, you write and. 2 and 1700s. And that's not something that you necessarily learned in 3rd grade, all right? So very good job for Emma there. So when you write it with the decimal, anytime you would say point out loud, you should say and, because really that number is 2 is a whole number, and then that little 17 at the end is a piece. So you're like 2 and a piece that looks like 1700s. So that's kind of why there's an and. Very good, Emma. All right, let's look at the next one. Kenny, start me off, and then if you need help, I'll help you.
7,000.
Yep. A little louder. 7,000 what?
7,245 and 9 cents.
Very good. You didn't need me at all. 7,245 and 9 tenths. So you guys are already experts. You don't need me at all. A couple of things I want to point out is that there is a hyphen here between the 40 and the 5. There's an and here. Okay, and then the word tenths kind of has that THS. I am not the kind of teacher that marks wrong when you spell it wrong. There are lots of teachers like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not how I am. However, if you spell it into a whole different word, then it's wrong. And if you leave off the hyphen, it's also wrong. So if you say 45, you have to have that hyphen there. So go ahead and take a look at whatever you wrote down, everybody, and make sure that you had a hyphen. All right. Let's take a look at the computation box. 48 plus 88 plus 39. And there's so many different ways that you can add, and you've all been adding for so many years that I bet you have your own strategy. When I do 3 numbers, I like to take 2 at a time. Okay, that is how I like to do it. You don't have to do it that way. That's just how I do it. Evan, what did you get for the computation box?
Which one?
The 48 plus 88 plus 39.
So at first, I added 48 plus 88.
Okay,
And
what?
I got 136. And then I added 38 to 136, and I got 174.
So you are so close. Because, Evan, what is 6 plus 9?
15.
What did you say it was? You told me 174, so it's actually 170 what?
5.
5, there you go, yep. That, my friend, is called summer brain. It's when you know stuff, but then you say it wrong out loud. Very good, 175. All right, so take a look at the next one, 95 minus 16. Jameson, what did you get for 95 minus 16? Make sure you unmute yourself.
Wait, which one are we on?
95 minus 16.
Which one was that?
On Tuesday, the computation box.
Which one is it?
Don't panic.
Is it the far right corner one?
It's the middle one. We could just do it together right now. What do I need to do?
We need to. It's.
I know it's hard to put you on the spot. I can't take 6 from 5. So what do I need to make that 5, and what do I need to make that 9? So if I make this 15, what do I have to make the 9?
An 8.
Yep. So Jameson, what is 15 minus 6?
9.
Yep. And then Jameson, what is 8 minus 1?
7.
See, you're a rock star. Woo woo, 79. All right.
I forgot that one.
That's all right. That happens all the time. While you guys were talking, I was running around trying to find my answer key. So there you go. All right. Colin, you're next. So what minus 23 would give me 8?
15.
Yes, indeed. Because if I check my work, 23 minus 15 is 8. So my answer is 15. All right, let's look at the next one. Zane, what times 5 would give me 40?
8.
Very good, 8. So if I come over here to my geometry box, that's a word that maybe you've seen before, maybe you know what it means, and maybe you don't. And if you didn't, maybe you just left yourself a note that said, I have to ask my teacher about that. So oblique is how you say it. So you say oblique kind of like it has an E-E-C-K at the end, but it's a Q-U-E. So oblique lines are lines that are not parallel. They are not perpendicular. They basically never touch. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And like I said yesterday, if you want a ruler, that's fine. You don't necessarily need one. You're just trying to make some straight lines. So maybe I draw one of my lines like this, and then one of my lines like this. It really doesn't matter, guys, as long as you're not drawing lines that intersect at perpendicular or that are parallel. So I can just draw lines all over the place. I just have to remember that my lines have arrows. All right. Now let's take a look at the parallel lines. Roxy, how you can either show me with your hands or show me your paper or describe it in words, because this is how we do awkward math nowadays. How do I do parallel lines?
Parallel lines are two lines that go up and down.
Do they touch?
No.
They do not. All right. So I can draw them this way. Oops, I just clicked out of my screen. Occupational hazard. Uh-oh, I touched something. Okay, crisis sort of averted. All right, I can draw them like this, or they don't have to be up and down. They just can't ever touch. All right, so those are my parallel lines.
I just looked up about oblique lines.
Yep. Did you learn what I said? You might have also learned that they're not in the same plane. They're actually in different. They're sort of like this, where they're not even like they're not like this. They're kind of like all out in outer space. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Area and perimeter, which we all became experts in yesterday. All right. Lucy, how do I find the area for this rectangle?
You can do 11 times 8.
And what did you get when you multiplied those two numbers?
88.
88 inches squared. All right, very good. How would I find the perimeter, Griffin? Make sure you unmute yourself and nice and loud.
You add up 11 and 8. And then you do 19 plus 19, because 11 plus 8 equals 19.
Did you do this one yesterday too? Perimeter yesterday? Did I call on you for that? That's always weird when that happens. All right.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. 38 inches. Okay. Janet found 12 pennies, 3 nickels, 6 dimes, 2 quarters, and 2 $5 bills in her purse. All right. First of all, when I have a problem solving, I have to have a strategy. I mean, I have to have a strategy for all of the kinds of problems, but when I know specifically that it's a problem solving problem, I know that I'm going to have to figure out how to solve it first. So I think my first thing that I want to do is say that I know that pennies are worth 1 cent, and that's how I write 1 cent. And I know that nickels are worth 5 cents, and that's how I write 5 cents. And dimes are worth 10, and quarters are worth 0.25, and my $5 bills actually look like this. I have to make sure that I'm writing them all the same, because I can't say 5 for a nickel and 5 for $5, because I don't know about you, if somebody gave me a nickel instead of $5, I'd be pretty annoyed. So I have to make sure that I understand what everything is worth. And in this problem, there are 12 pennies, and there are 3 nickels, and there are 6 dimes, and there are 2 quarters and 2 $5 bills. So now I know that I've got 12 cents. I've got 15 cents. I've got 60 cents. I've got 50 cents, and then I've got $10. So I'm going to worry about my change first. And like I told you earlier, I like to break it down. And I know 12 plus 15 is 17. And I know 60 plus 50 is $1.10. And if I add those two together, then I've got $1.27. And if I add $10 and $1.27, I get $11.27. And that's my answer.